Alternatively, you can email us at wazobiaglobalnetworkuk@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you very shortly at our event.
Welcome back. Of course, that was the Wazobia Global Network video there, and I'm joined in the studios now by two lovely people. We've got Temi and Timmy. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
It's good to be here. It's good to be. It's good to be in London.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, the weather's not that great today.
Well,
it is quite chilly.
It is quite chilly, isn't it? But then again, that's London, right? We wouldn't want to deceive you any other way.
Well, we go through the same thing. We just felt. I mean, each time it's always, cold, and you start figuring out, oh, it's colder than.
It's colder than it's the coldest winter since records began.
Yeah.
So tell us, where have you just come in from then?
Well, we are here to, we're from the Wazobia Global Network. We're here to, create awareness concerning the program we're having tomorrow, and also to showcase what we do. My name is Temitope Omotayo. I am the co-founder of Wazobia Global Network. My president, engineer Obafemi Shomori, who is also the co-founder, is not here. He's unavoidably because he has to take care of some issues. So he said I should come and represent him here. So
you think well represented.
And I'm here with Tenny.
Yeah, Temi. My name is Temi Palahonti. I work with AfriPrime Charity. And, we're just an organization that aims to help alleviate some of the financial burdens that parents have when they come from low socioeconomic backgrounds in sending their children to school. So we provide school uniforms for children.
All right. That's well done.
Thank you.
Well done. How did you get into that?
Well, we realized that, a lot of good things or a lot of bad things have been said about our people. I mean, what motivated Wazobia Global Network? We felt we need to take responsibility. We need to correct the erroneous impression about our country, about our people. So in 2012, we came up with Wazobia Global Network, and basically what we do is we have three main motives: community organizing, public relations, and youth development.
Okay.
And we have done a lot of programs, in each of these areas. And under youth development, we do partner with so many youth organizations, to organize events. And, that's where, Prime Charity, comes in. And,
Wow. So tell us about Prime Charity.
It's Afro Prime Charity.
Afro Prime Charity. How did that get started?
Well, it was founded last year in 2015, in July 2015. It was by a woman called Tolulokwe Akinwande. She had this vision on improving the education system in Nigeria and making it more whereas where kids go there, they can get more out of schooling rather than being burdened by, being able to pay for school fees. So we're hoping to in the future give scholarships. So being burdened by paying for school fees, being burdened by parents providing school uniforms and everything else that has to do with school lunches and things like that. So. All
right. So basically, you guys are trying to help, like you said, alleviate some of the challenges of getting a good education in Africa.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things, like you said, you're trying to help remove some of the social stigmas of having a poor education in Africa, right? What are some of the challenges that the children are facing over there?
Well, I think we know the condition of the economy. We know what's going on in our country. We realize that people are facing, hardship one way or the other. Salaries are not being paid. A lot of youths have lost hope in the country. So we want to rekindle the hope. We want to bring back the glory. We want to, and I tell people that we cannot keep relying on the government. Government alone cannot solve our problems. We should, come up with initiatives, and that's why we are coming up with, Wazobia Global Network. We focus, on public relations. We have this Wazobia newspaper that we do, which is yes, we publish it in the US, and it's gonna start in the UK very soon. We have done like 3 editions. That's in the public relations category. Community organizing, we are partner with organizations to, organize passport for Nigerians. When people are abroad, when they want to do passport, we organize. We partner with them, different organizations, and bring people. And also on the youth development, we have scholarship that we give to youth every year. Basically, this is unique in the sense that we ask them to come up with solutions to socio-economic problems that are facing the community. This is what we want to do. We want to involve the youth in the problem-solving process. So it's not just essay. It's okay. Every year we come up with 1 or 2 problems. I'll say, okay, name 1 or 2 problems facing your community and come up with solutions. And we'll give the best 2 of the best 3. We've been doing that last year. We did it this year. And that's one of our youth development. And this one is also like a motivational book for the youth, which we want to showcase tomorrow, Unleashing Your Talent, where we want to provide mentorship. We believe that what the youth need now is mentorship. So we want to provide mentorship for them to create an avenue where they can learn from people who have gone through what they are going through now, with a view to, achieving greatness in life.
Wow, that's a very good start. Just having a look at that book, and this has been written by the Wazobia Global Network authors. And how many people? We of course, there are a lot of people, but we just showcase like 30 people from all over the world, Nigerians who are making impact. And fortunately, the chairman of Ben TV is also one of the people that have been showcased in the book, because he's somebody who has been able to unleash his talent. Definitely. So we want to encourage the youth, unleash your talent so that you can achieve greatness in life. And people coming to the event tomorrow can get their hands on this book?
They will be there.
Definitely. So tell us about the event itself. What should people expect coming to this global network?
Nigerian Diaspora Youth Conference, Roundtable, is an avenue where youth can come together to discuss issues that bother us. Youth are the leaders in waiting. They've been telling us 15, 20 years, but we should take responsibility. So basically what we want to do, like most of the successful people in Nigeria, our leaders, they were here, like abroad at one time or the other in their life. And they started this thing. Most of those things they do here, like Chief Awolowo started Egbeomo Oduduwa. Chief Azikwe was here. All of them were here and they were doing great things. So that's why we felt, our youth, things are changing now. Our youth are already facing the fact that, okay, Nigeria, we are here. So we want to turn their mind back to Nigeria. We want to refocus their mind to say that, what can we do for this country? How can we help for this country? How can we help this country? How can we move this country forward? So that's what we'll be discussing tomorrow. We will be having a networking section. We'll be having panel group discussion where we have youth leaders talk about problems facing us with a view to find this solution. And we'll also be talking about, we'll also be doing honor and recognition.
All right. And of course, we're talking about youth development. In this country, we've got our own youth issues. But what do you think the difference is between being a youth here and being the youth in Nigeria?
Okay. I think one of the things that we might have more here is just support to be ourselves and support to be creative and to believe in our own abilities. Whereas back home, I think a lot of parents are like, because of the way the economy is set up as well, it's like you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or anything of like any career of that nature. Whereas here, it's like they give us chances to be more creative and more free with our own abilities. So I think that those are the differences that there are between us.
What about the socio-economic differences?
I think we definitely have a lot more opportunities here, which is what I was saying, like with AfroPrime as well. Like here, I know that by the time we get to year 10, we get work experience. We get to like learn what it's like to be working in like a real life environment. In Nigeria, they don't necessarily have that. Like the poorer kids, the poor like children won't have the opportunity to be exposed to a working world where it's really niche and it's really classy and they really get to like have an experience of their dream. Whereas here we have that, and so that's what we even try to do with AfroPrime as well. That's what we're aiming to do, to bring work experiences to children who won't otherwise not have the opportunity to have it.
And what do you think the government can do to help that?
I mean, I think, like, you see how they have like the NYSC, like the youth service, where you do that after you've like gone to uni, you've graduated, and I mean, I don't know how effective the NYSC has been so far, but I think that if we do give like kids that experience a little bit earlier, then they can make better decisions about what university choices that they want to study, or like just what things they might really want to do, whether university is even for them. Whereas in Nigeria, you do your NYC after university, whereas sometimes going to university might not be completely necessary. And I know that that's a bit out there because this is, you know, Nigerian channel, and you know, parents will be like, you have to go to university, but I mean, it's not necessary.
So you're saying that higher education is not for everyone?
Yeah,
and that's, I mean, in this country as well, accept that a higher education is not for everyone, but it's slightly different in Nigeria or in West Africa. University, you have to go to university, you have to accrue. But the thing is that if you don't have rich parents to be able to afford those university fees, then what do? University
is a luxury. Going to university is a luxury, and I know a lot of times they and I think we do this to ourselves. We limit ourselves because of education as well. It's like there's so much pressure to get higher education. It's like if you don't have the qualifications, you're then limited. Whereas we would rather that was not the case. But yeah.
And for the, I mean, of course, your charity is trying to help at a much younger level, trying to help with kids to actually get primary, secondary education. And that's great. What are some of the challenges that the charity is actually facing? That
we're facing, I think we want, right now we're trying to get as much donations as we can. So that's a challenge that we have been facing. We're trying to get people to believe in our dreams and to support us. And that's why even when like Wazobia Global Network contacted us, we're really happy because we want that exposure, we want that support, we want our people to believe in us, that we're actually going to make a change and what we're doing is right. We want people to believe in our vision. So we want donations, we want to impact more and more people, we want to get more school uniforms out there. We want kids to not like worry about their appearance when they go to school and they see their friends have nice school uniforms and they can't afford the same things. We just want equality really for the most part.
And how many people?
Is our team?
Yeah.
Well, our team right now is a small team. I think about 8 people.
All right. Yeah. That's still quite a strong team. And how long's this connection been now between?
Well, we do partner with so many youth organizations because that's what we are meant to do. So we started with them this year, and then we think it's gonna be a continuous process because we want to be part of what they do, and so that we feel that the more the merrier. The more people doing this, the more impact we're gonna make in our community, in our generation. And just like he said, I so much believe in talent. Education can open the door. Talent can keep you in. I encourage people that they should look at their potentials. What are you good at? See, a lot. I get mails from people all the time. I've gone to school, no job. I've been out of job for 3-5 years. Okay, the question is, what do you have? I mean, even in the Holy Book, they talk about parable of talents. What can you do? Discover your potentials. You are more than degree. Some of us, I'm now going to tell you, I've gone to school in 3 different continents in the world. So that's irrelevant. What we're doing is, what can you do? What potential? What has God given you? If it is acting, start working on it. If it is singing, start working on it. If it is education, is also a talent. So, but not everybody is brilliant. Not everybody is meant to go to school. But discover what you are here to do, and you will make impact. That's what we want to tell the youth. It's not about having PhD, having DSC. That's not what we're talking about. It's about discovering your potentials, discovering your purpose, knowing why you are here, follow it up so that you can become great in life. Wow. That's what it's all about.
Well, I feel like giving you a podium and get a speech. Wow, that's powerful. That's a Thursday morning motivation right there. And I mean, obviously, you've been a youth in this country. What would you say that the kids coming to this, as in the UK youth coming to this, what would they take away from this?
I think it's a lot of knowledge from older people, because it's the same way I was saying that we want to be heard. I feel like it's so relevant to hear people that have gone through certain things before us, because they're so wise and they have experience over us. And as much as we think, you know, we're smart, we know the country and we know blah, 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 this and that, they're wise, they have experience. And experience is like the best teacher ever. Yeah. So when, like now we have a mentor, and when we have this sort of connection, it opens another like gate for us. It opens a different level of like doors, and now we know that we have things that we can conquer, because we're not just one generation of people doing something, we're 2 generations of people trying to achieve a goal. So
wow, that's a good partnership when you put it at that 2 different generations trying to achieve something. And this is the first event, right, of the...
Yeah, this is actually the first event in UK. No, this is this is a second event in UK. We've done so many events in US.
Is this the second time?
Yeah,
you guys
in
are
UK.
doing this?
Yeah, in
Oh,
UK.
not together,
but first
together.
First time together. And what are some of the challenges?
Well, I mean, it's about people's orientation. You know, we've been trying hard to, you know, correct the erroneous impression about people that we are here. God has put us here. We don't need to bother about what's going on back home. Yeah. And I do tell them.
You get a lot of people that have
they
that
said
sort of
wherever they are, they eat is home. I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if you are saying every member of your family is here, what about extended family? What about friends? So we have to be thinking about that place too. So a lot of people, I met somebody who has been in abroad like 36 years, say he has not gone home. I said, then you have lost touch. You have lost touch. You have lost touch with reality. I'm not saying we should all go back. I'm saying we should pay attention to what's going there and see how we can alleviate the challenges they are facing back home.
Wow. And this book, does everybody come into the event get one for free to take away?
Well, the idea is to give it free, but you know it costs money. But of course we've donated some. You know, so the idea is to, you know, give it out so that more people will know about it. That's the idea, to create awareness and get mentorship so that youth can embrace this and be successful in life.
All right. And of course, I mean, phone lines are still open. If you have any questions for our guests in the studio, please feel free to phone in on 0208-808-0693 and give them your questions. But I've got a question here, right? So what do you think under this new Buhari regime, what do you think that his government can change to help the youth in terms of creativity or education system? What needs to be changed? I want to hear from both of you.
I think because we really support having work experience, so I think that they should include having work experience at an earlier age for secondary school students, just so that they have a better vision and a better chance to plan for their future, if you know what I mean.
What about in terms of education and infrastructures, and is that something that needs to be improved?
I mean, I think definitely needs to be improved. I mean, I remember reading somewhere the other day that they didn't really teach like Nigerian history in schools. And that's something I'm really passionate about. People don't know what the Biafra War is. Like a lot of kids, like I had to learn that by myself. I didn't learn that when I was in primary school in Nigeria. I moved into this country before I realized what the Biafra War was. So I think we need to learn more about our own history, and not just colonialism, or not just the time and the generation where we were like slaves or we were under colonial rulership, but we need to learn about our history for ourselves so that we can feel connected to our roots. And I think maybe that's why even when he says a lot of people move out and they don't really care about back home, they don't know the history, they don't feel grounded in that sense.
Wow,
so yeah.
A bit more history would help the people.
Yeah, a bit more history would help.
Work experience. What about yourself? What would you say to?
And I think we focus so much on education. We should focus more on knowledge. Education is about the degree. Knowledge is the application. So when we focus more on knowledge, a lot of people will not go out of school and be stranded in life. You see, we just go for the degree. That's why when people go to school, degree, BSc,
they do what they got to do and pass.
But knowledge goes with you throughout the life. And I'm telling you, I will call on the government to focus more on talent, because it's about teaching us the theory. That's what the school teach us. We want people to be taught on talent. Okay, what do you, I mean, help them, you know, groom them up in what they can do so that they start early. If you know how to sing, start learning how to sing. We'll give you voice therapists, you know, if you know how to act, rather than, you know, put everybody in, you know, go and read biology, you must do it. At the end of the day, there are no jobs. So I want people to really train people on how to be creative so that we can start on our own. We can do things on our own so that you will not depend on government, because if you are doing what you are supposed to do, if you are good at what you do, you will surely make impact. See, the showbiz business in Nigeria is making money. I mean, the education is making money. So they should put something in place to assess people's potential, the youth, so that they can start channeling them through that. So that by the time 5-10 years, you know how you train footballers, you are already where you want to be. You won't be out there waiting
just to
for
add
them.
on to what he said as well, I totally agree with that. I always say Nigeria is a very theoretic country, even in terms of like our education system. Everything's theory. We read books, we memorize all these formulas, but where do we ever have the chance to practically use them? Like even in sciences, like in this country, I know we use the Bunsen burner in schools and stuff like that. In Nigeria, they'll teach you the theory, but you never actually see it happen. And like I said, we learn from like watching people do things, but we're never practical. We're just very theory based, and it's like that's why a lot of times it's with all the things that we do, it's a lot of theory, and then when it comes to practicality, everyone's stumbling on themselves. No one can quite get it done right. We can't manage anything properly because we've never seen anyone do it.
That is true. That is true. I mean, we're still yet to see any sort of major inventions come from.
Literally, and it's not like we're not smart. Do you see all these PhDs? This guy, you know, has these PhDs and these things and this that. But because we've never actually been creative, inventive of ourselves and very practical. So nothing happens. It's just like, oh, I know I have, like he said, I have the book knowledge, but you don't have like the applicable knowledge.
People are not actually applying it, because I see, I mean, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine who was saying every time he goes to like an West African convention or something, half of the people, speakers, they're all doctors, honourables, doctors and PhDs, but he's been in West Africa on 2 occasions now, and he's seen the standard of living, and he's wondering why have none of these PhD doctors or any of these
we
put
ask
it
each other
into
this every day.
applied it. I mean, people are still, you know, putting pans on their heads and selling stuff in the marketplace, and people are still walking around fixing shoes, and it just makes you wonder why are people not applying it. And of course, that's where you guys come in and trying to help people channel the energy in the right way and help people plan it. And of course, you guys also try to help the kids get better education and not worry about school uniforms. The least, that should be the least of your worries as a child, isn't it? Really? And tell us, I mean, give the last word on the event for viewers at home.
Well, Nigerian Diaspora Youth Roundtable will be holding tomorrow, Friday, 20th October, sorry. 20th October 2016 at Education Building Theatre 220 Goldsmith, University of London, and it's going to start at between 5 and 9. We are not doing African time. We're going to start on time. We are inviting so many dignitaries, including Dr. Alista Yoshode, who has promised to be there. You know, he is a lover of youth. Dr. Dayolomo, Chief Anoloe. A lot of dignitaries will be there to talk to the youth, and a lot of youth leaders will also be there. So we want to facilitate intergenerational understanding between the older and the younger generation.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Just before we go, I believe that we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. My name is Hughes.
Good morning, Hughes. How are you?
Fine, my dear. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy for the discussion. Especially, I like to see Temitope. You know, I'm very pleased for the kind of ideas he's talking, especially in regards to education.
Okay.
Now, I've written a lot, or I've said a lot about this education issue. We need knowledge, we need skills, not education. You see, for instance, And there are a lot of graduates, a lot of people, so-called educated people all over Nigeria, all over Africa, but they don't have skills. The schools emphasize theories, they emphasize, but not giving the people the real skill to practice what they learn. How can you be teaching history in Nigeria, history of Mansa Musa, Sundiata, the history of Mali of the 20th century, Sahara trade? These are all, but they don't know the history of Benin. They don't know the history of Furniture. They don't know the history of Kano. They don't know nothing. Okay, now psychology. A lot of people now study psychology, but what do you do with it? I did psychology in Nigeria, but up till at the end of the story, I didn't know what to do with it. The absence of psychological knowledge of psychological medicine is the biggest problem Africa is facing right now, because a lot of what of the sicknesses they present to the hospitals are psychological problems. So there's need for the knowledge of psychology, how to use it in order to improve humanity. Not just studying psychology because you want to be a graduate of psychology without knowing what to do with psychology. This is just one. A lot of people, this is just a big problem from all disciplines. You see somebody who studies religion being the commissioner for health. We need to be serious with ourselves. We need not education in Nigeria, in Africa generally, please.
Thank you very much, Hughes. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you. That was certainly interesting. I got to ask you, what are your views about what he just said?
No, it's the truth.
He's hit the nail on the head.
It's quite unfortunate because when Minister of Education did religion in school, he's not even a professor. Or when you appoint a lawyer as Minister of Environment, what do you expect? What do you expect? And that's the problem we're having. That's why we should put the right people in the right position, because if you put the wrong people in the right position, it will not work. And that's the problem.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You heard it here. The Nigerian government certainly needs to appoint the right people in the right positions, and definitely need to get some work experience in for the youth and help get kids the right uniform, and also channeling people's energy into the right platforms. Thank you very much. We're going to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we have more guests for you. Stay tuned.
Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take us down and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. As a people with one heart for one cause, we're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom rise and truth prevails, our land where there's hope for us all. Our land where there's hope for us all. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll
My name is Shem Babalola and I'm the Secretary of Wazobia Global Network. Wazobia Global Network are holding a conference which focuses on the Nigerian diaspora youth as change catalysts. This will be taking place on the 28th of October at Goldsmiths University, beginning at 5 p.m, taking place in the Education Building. The night will also include the public presentation of the motivational book, Unleashing Your Talents, Success Secrets of Highly Talented People. We can be contacted at wazobiaglobalnetwork.com. Alternatively, you can email us at wazobiaglobalnetworkuk@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video and we look forward to seeing you very shortly at our event.